Reed joins us this morning on the show. Ed, good morning.
High school, too. Good morning to you, baby.
It's always good to catch up with you, my man. How are you feeling? How's everything?
Man, I'm really good this morning, man. Just really hung out with a bunch of kids, here at Ujima in Baltimore, with Mission Tiger, so I'm good, man.
I want to talk to you about that because Mission Tiger is a national initiative from Kellogg's Frosted Flakes to save middle school sports. Now, what is the threat here? Why are middle school sports going away?
Oh, man, that's a great question. Why? And that's why we're doing what we do with Mission Tiger. But I think because, of funding and everything in this country, it's huge, and obviously they've been taking sports away and making kids play one sport. I think obviously we need to be pumping funding into our school system because our kids are our future. That's why I've teamed up with Kellogg's and Mission Tiger because kids don't have access to parks and stuff in their communities and even at schools, man. We're at a school right now. We're at Ujima Academy here in Baltimore, and this is a high school that was given to a junior high school, so it needs renovation. It's a big property, don't get me wrong, beautiful property once it's finished, especially with what we're doing here with Mission Tiger, to change these fields and basketball courts, the baseball fields, help with the co-ed flag football, just to give these kids, access and support to be successful, not just in sports, man, but just in life in general, truly in life in general, and just the impact that Tony the Tiger has had over the years, that's why I'm proud to be a part of it and a part of it, because Tony had an impact on me as a kid. I'm around here yelling great and messing with people, man. But it's the truth about it. I grew up watching those Saturday morning commercials, eating my Frosted Flakes.
Ed Reed joins us here on the DA Show, part of this year's Pro Football Hall of Fame class. And let's talk about your growing up, okay? You grew up in Louisiana. You grew up in the New Orleans area. If you didn't have sports and you didn't have something to do when you were in the middle school years, what do you think your life would have been like?
Man, I probably either be working in a factory or something like that because that's what everybody kind of does back home. But who knows, man, because a lot of my neighborhood was crime-infested, drug-infested, and chaotic from a mental standpoint. I'm dealing with that back home now as, my foundation is building a park. And Kellogg's knew that about us. Like, we're building a park and doing the same things that they're doing. And, it's because kids don't have an outlet away from negativity that's in their neighborhood, in that community. They have no way to get that extra energy out. If you got kids, for those who have kids out there, they know how much energy kids have. And if they don't have a positive way to get that energy out, a negative way is right around the corner, so that's why we're doing what we do here. That's why we're here at Ujima Academy now in Baltimore. We just had a pep rally with the 7th and 8th graders, man. They had a great time. We had a great time with them, and it's a beautiful day, man.
That's awesome. Ed Reed joining us this morning here on the show. Your former team, the Baltimore Ravens, flying high. Lamar Jackson's been amazing. They've got the Patriots coming up this weekend. When you watch Lamar Jackson, do you think about how you would have defended him had you still been playing?
No, I support him because I'm a Raven. I don't look at how I would defend him. I would have never played against him until I went to another team. But, no, man, I've been getting that question a lot. And I can't give you all the key to success on what we would do. But it's not a secret. Everybody kind of does the same thing across the board when you talk football, especially in the National Football League. Everybody, but coaching matters. You're going to get a great coach in Billick, great defense. Those guys are playing well. And they got a great offense, which goes hand in hand. Lamar has a great defense behind him as well. so he don't have to feel like he has to do it all or do too much, But I know he's a gamer. As we all see, he's a gamer. He's a football player. He has that it factor, So, I love his game, man. I love how he plays the game. I just want him to be conscious that he plays the quarterback position, and at that position, you got to be mindful of taking certain hits because it affects your throwing. And because he's not just a running quarterback, he has to throw the ball too.
Let's talk about the two head coaches you played under in Baltimore. What was the biggest difference between Brian Billick and John Harbaugh?
Their height. Coach is shorter. Coach Harbaugh is shorter. He walks with a slight limp. Billick is taller, slender dude. Carries, he covers a little bit more ground.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a giraffe to a hippo or something like that.
Okay. All right. So Brian Billick is the giraffe. John Harbaugh is the hippo. How about?
Coach Billick. Billick was, obviously more offensive minded, and he would say more to you during the week. Game day, coach was not as vocal. Harbaugh during the week, obviously he's a special teams coach, so he'll be in a special teams meeting. And he's also in offense and defensive meeting too. Coach Billick did the same thing, not to the extent that I saw Harbaugh doing, probably because of years. Billick was there a lot longer, head coaching. And Harbaugh was 25 years, coaching special teams and stuff like that. He wasn't a head coach, So I learned a lot from both. Being that Billick was on a latter part of his years, he did things differently than he did, obviously, when he was on the first parts. And I learned that from Coach Harbaugh, just seeing how he was as a new head coach versus how Billick was as an older head coach. The mentality just was a little different, and that helped me to grow as a player and as a leader.
Kellogg's Frosted Flakes is launching Mission Tiger. And it's why sports matter at the middle school level, and it's a national initiative to help save middle school sports that are getting cut because of budgetary reasons across the country. Ed, I appreciate what you're doing with Mission Tiger. I appreciate you as always. Thanks so much for doing it. And our listeners can go to missiontiger.com for more information on it.
Yes, definitely. And thank you, man. We appreciate your time.
You got it, my man. Be good.